the information says that there's 4 beautiful pools on site, which, there are 4 beautiful pools. Unfortunately, that, not all of the pools are available to us.
A lot of fantastic family time. The beaches are beautiful, gorgeous beaches. The food is fantastic. The staff has been more than accommodating, and the grounds, that you see here behind me are just absolutely beautiful as well. I would say the one thing that was probably the most disappointing was probably the rooms. They're tired, they're old. So not that I'm like overly picky or anything, but it's a little dated and there's just lots of little detail things. And if it was just one thing or something like that, it would be no big deal. But I mean, like a cable hanging out here with the paint on it. Our light doesn't work. It seems to be filled with some kind of a bug larva. The stereo system, I did forget to bring my cassette. Shower's decent size and everything like that, but the holes aren't filled in at all. There's big holes in the tile. The floor is all squishy and moves, and I don't know, it just feels like it's an old knob in here in the bathroom. I'm sure it was for the speaker, but who knows what its speaker's for, other than to cover it with paint. And maybe I'm nitpicking a little bit, but I don't really think so. I mean, when you're staying in a place like this here, and don't get me wrong, the room probably at one point was incredibly beautiful and nice, but there's things such as like on the door, broken glass there, the patch marks on here and things like that. These lights, I don't think that these lights are really designed. I think that at some point that they were supposed to stand upright, but they're just, the mirror is just kind of hanging here now. The paint in the bathroom, there's just all brush marks all over the place. A little bit worse for the wear, and there's tears in this one. The other one has big ink marks across. No, the camera is not crooked right now. This picture, it's not like you can adjust it, but it's permanently hung crooked like this. Glass door here, the glass is actually, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's not inside of this frame, and it feels like it's gonna, break any second. And it's not just that it's just one thing. There's just lots of things that that the curtains are just kind of old and gnarly. And even the table outside here got cigarette burns. It's a little wobbly. There's paint all over it. When you set your computer on here, that thing is a bump, and you can't put your laptop on there, so you have to adjust where you're sitting and things like that. And then I assume that this is a router for the internet, but there's wires hanging out all over the place, paint all over it. Also, the lights above the bed, which, it's a pretty comfy bed, but the lights above the bed here, I mean, they're there, but they don't turn on. On the minibar, it's nice that they stock it every day, but you can see light flickering in here a little bit, but I mean, nothing really gets that cold. And we even let them know, and they said, oh, no problem, 10 minutes, and well, it's been 2 more days later, and it's still not fixed. Deposit box service is included in your fee. We inform you that the hotel is not responsible for money and valuables left out of it, or it is not properly locked. Thanks for your understanding. This little guy right here, not working for me, so called the service, and the guy actually came out and reprogrammed it. Enter my code, locks. Enter my code, opens. Enter my code, won't lock anymore. So after calling for service again, half hour later, finally showed up. At that point, it took another hour to repair. I had to sit in the room because they do not allow you to service anything that has to do with safe unless you're actually in the room. So I sat in this room from about 11:30 till 1 o'clock waiting for the safe to get fixed on our first day to be in the sun and I was sitting here in the room trying to get the safe fixed.
So overall experience here, I'd have to say, is actually a pretty good one. I mean, we had a lot of wonderful family time, but I guess the big question is would I recommend this to somebody? And the answer, unfortunately, would be no. I think due to the room, part of trying to get reservations and things like that, I just don't think is an overall great value for where we were.